What a great crowd. Welcome. I'm Dr. Chris Bradbury, Interim President, Creighton University. I'm privileged to be part of this very special ceremony honoring the Jesuits of Creighton University and the greater Omaha community. Please join me in welcoming our special guests with us today. Representing the Charles and Mary Heider family, Creighton University Board of Trustee member Scott Heider and his wife, Cindy. A special thanks to you, Scott and Cindy, for making this day possible. Members of the Creighton University Jesuit community who are here, welcome. Creighton Prep President, Father Tom Nitsky. Tom, welcome. Jesuit Academy President, Tom Hoy. Welcome, Tom. And members of the university's Board of Trustees and their spouses also sharing in this special occasion. Welcome, trustees. And I welcome each of you. Thank you for joining us here today to pay tribute to the Society of Jesus and to our Jesuit heritage. Founded half a millennium ago by St. Ignatius of Loyola, the Society of Jesus seeks to find God in all things. Jesuits live and serve throughout the world, working with lay partners who share their mission and aid the underserved. Education is a cornerstone for the Society of Jesus, a religious order that seeks to nurture men and women to be of service to others. Here at Creighton, we know that mission very well. On September 2nd, 1878, just a few years ago, 5 Jesuits, 2 lay teachers, and 120 students began classes at the new Creighton College. Today, dozens of Jesuits administrate, teach, and provide ministry across our campus. We are guided by the values of St. Ignatius. Men and women chose Creighton because a spark burns within them. We strive to keep that fire burning. We seek to educate ethical leaders who will pursue a more just world, serve the underserved, engage in important social and cultural conversations, and improve educational and economic activities. We challenge our graduates to go set the world on fire. We are grateful to all who support our mission. Today in particular, on behalf of Creighton, the Omaha community, and the Jesuits, I'd like to express again our sincere gratitude to the Charles and Mary Heider family for their support and their belief in Jesuit education. Thank you so much. We'll have to talk to UP about that train. Here with us today is Father Gregory O'Mara, Rector of the Creighton University Jesuit Community. Father O'Mara will provide the invocation. Father.
From Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. By means of all created things, without exception, the divine assails us, penetrates us, and molds us. We imagine it as distant and inaccessible, whereas, in fact, we live steeped in its burning layers. Lord, we ask for your blessing, and we ask for an awareness as we gather this afternoon. Help us perceive you in created things, to articulate how you suffuse all being with your presence. Help us to know you through the works of nature, the products of society, the disciplines of the intellect. Permit us to grasp you not only in clouds and trees, but also in the words and actions of historians, nurses and economists, accountants, therapists, and chemists, physicians, artists, and leaders of business, theologians, teachers, and philosophers. We recall with gratitude the lives of those who have made holy this campus by gracing it with their presence. We pray for Creighton Jesuits past, present, and future, who bring a love of learning to the classroom and the pulpit. We remember generous benefactors, the Creightons and the Heiders, who have made our mission and ministry possible as we continue to serve those here gathered. And this day we pray especially for our students and our alumni, those who have entered and walked on this mall, that through their Creighton education, they may know a world imbued by your burning love. We ask this, relying on your goodness, through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Father. Professor Littleton Alston is an award-winning sculptor who has captured Creighton's Jesuit heritage and future in three-dimensional visual art. This magnificent piece of art will serve as a gathering point that brings together a community of faith. I would like to invite Professor Alston to share with us his inspiration for the sculpture we dedicate today. Immediately following his remarks, the sculpture will be unveiled. I would bring your attention that this cover may go to the northwest, which is to my left, and so the folks over there may want to step back for safety reasons. So, Professor.
First, thank everyone for coming. We got the best day and weather of the week, so hopefully we'll have a sculpture that's worthy of all of you being here. Nearly 2 years ago, I was asked by Father Lannon and Scott Heider to create a work of art that would be the focal point of the Creighton campus. They asked me to make a sculpture that would represent the dedication and deep commitment to teaching that is such a large part of the Jesuit mission. I recall the first meeting with Scott in his office. His profound respect and reverence for the Jesuits' contribution to education was obvious from the start. He talked about the long historical Jesuit tradition and its commitment to excellence and how he wanted to honor that tradition. He expressed a deep interest in the symbolism of the flame. He asked me if I would consider it as a possible theme. I agreed to the challenge. Throughout history, the flame has represented purity, a natural agent of change and rebirth. In my sculpture, fire symbolizes the spark of God's grace to free humanity from darkness and into the light of knowledge. I saw it as my task to visually convey the essence of the fire in this sculpture, something that is constant but always changing and never static. I sought to take one of the hardest and most rigid of sculptural materials, stainless steel, and create a work of art that appears to breathe life, suggesting fleeting forms and intense light. The method I chose to create this work involved first sculpting in clay and modeling every square inch of the surface by hand, and then having it cast in stainless steel. In this way, the polished steel surface reflects the subtlety of my hand's work, and the light shimmers and changes across it as you move around it. I hope that others see it as an undulating and ever-changing, yet fixed and unshakable. This work would not be possible without the commitment and contributions of many people. I extend my deepest appreciation to Father Lannon for your guidance and for your belief in me. I'm deeply indebted to the Heider family for your unwavering support throughout this project. Thank you.
Littleton, you have outdone yourself. This is just absolutely marvelous. Thank you so much. Wonderful. We are grateful today to have with us the immediate past president of Creighton University, Timothy R. Lannon, along with the president-elect, Daniel S. Hendrickson, both of the Society of Jesus, to offer a blessing of the flame. Fathers, if you would.
If I may, just take a minute to make a few comments, and that is, first of all, to thank Father Hendrickson, Dr. Bradbury, and the Heiders for this invitation to join you today. It's great to be back on campus. In fact, one of the students said, now, was it that you left a year ago? I said it was 3 months ago, but... And then, of course, there's speculation about what was under that veil, and that was quite the unveiling, by the way. Our students thought it might be Old Billy Blue Jay, which Joan Simple would love. And then Dick Hauser, being Dick Hauser, said, do you think it's a sculpture of me? I said, Dick, it's not always about you. This conversation, as Littleton mentioned, began about 2 years ago. And in fact, it began at a dinner at Heider Hall with Charlie and Mary Heider, Cindy and Scott Heider, Rick Virgin and Matt Gerard, where the Heiders wanted to do, I remember a couple things. One is to express their gratitude in a very significant and symbolic way. And two, to connect the Heider College of Business directly through this image to the Society of Jesus and the mission of this university. And what I marvel about Omaha, and I've said this often, and I think most of us Jesuits would agree to this, we have a remarkable and wonderful relationship, we Jesuits, with the people of Omaha. The people of this community have been so supportive of the Jesuits, our ministries, as well as us personally. So I know I can speak on behalf of all the Jesuits to thank all of you for your support of us and your prayers and your partnership with us to bring about great things for the people of this community and for our students from around the country. Clearly, the sculpture speaks to the light that surrounds us. And so, with Father Hendrickson, we would like to offer this blessing. Loving God, as we bless this glorious symbol of brightness, dedicated to the Jesuits entrusted with your plan for Creighton, for the campus this flame forever will brighten, and for the lives Jesuit education illuminates, we come to you filled with gratitude for allowing us to be partners in your ongoing work. You called us to this community and blessed us with a unique legacy that began with Ignatius of Loyola and passed from generation to generation.
We thank you for the gift of Creighton's mission, where Jesuits stand in solidarity and kinship with those whose lives we touch, and move us to perform active service rooted in justice and love. These gifts of our Ignatian heritage invite us to be part of a tradition that builds on the wisdom of the past with a vision open to the opportunities of the future. You challenge us to pursue the Majas, to broaden our imagination, to deepen our trust, and to establish your kingdom here on earth. Fill us with enthusiasm and wonder as we receive these gifts with open minds, generous hearts, and a willing spirit. Following the example of St. Ignatius, may we too labor and ask for no reward, except that of knowing that we are doing your will. May we take full possession of this heritage and joyfully pass it on to those generous men and women who walk beside us into the future. For the greater glory of God. Amen.
Thank you, fathers presidents, or father presidents. Thank you so much. And Littleton, thank you so much again. It's just absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I'd like to take just a moment to also thank another group of folks who have been very helpful in this whole process, and it's the faculty and staff, faculty and students particularly from the Department of Fine Arts. And a number of our students are here today helping us with the wind. So let's give them a hand. Thank you, students. So this beautiful sculpture is now part of Creighton and a piece of our community. In celebration of this special occasion, you're all invited to a reception in the rotunda of the Mike and Josie Harper Center, right inside. Again, thank you for your support of the Jesuit community and the mission, and thank you so much for being with us today. We're adjourned. Thank you.